Carolinians, drop everything you are doing because this training camp news is absolutely explosive. A highly scrutinized first-round talent is putting on a total clinic out there, leaving everyone speechless. The Queen City is completely buying into this wild hype train, believing our offense just found a major spark. But is this sudden leap forward genuine, or are we being tricked by meaningless practice reps? Find out why we must proceed with extreme caution. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel right now, and let us keep pounding as we uncover this crucial camp mystery. Carolina Panthers fans, we've got some potentially exciting news coming out of training camp, with wide receiver Xavier Legette reportedly having a truly impressive showing. Legette, whom our team invested heavily in by trading up to select him in the first round of the 2024 draft, has been a source of both hope and frustration for us. His early Panthers tenure saw him struggle to translate camp flashes into consistent game day production, often looking out of sync with Bryce Young, lacking spatial awareness on the field and battling inconsistent hands. This camp, however, tells a different story. He initially started quietly but has significantly ramped up his effort and production, cleaning up those mental lapses that plagued him. He was even reportedly outplaying Chris Brazzell too for the WR3 spot before Brazzell's injury, where iron was sharpening iron. While he was carted off on Tuesday, thankfully, he was quickly cleared of a concussion and is only dealing with a stinger, with no long-term injury concern, ensuring his speedy return. The early hype suggests Legette might finally be turning that corner, and we desperately want this young man to succeed after such a high draft pick. But as Carolina Panthers fans, we've learned a healthy dose of skepticism is wise given his past disappointments. What makes this even bigger is that he's always looked mostly fine against air or in non-contact drills. His real challenge has consistently been translating that to live game action. So the critical question remains, will this impressive training camp finally translate to consistent, impactful performance once the regular season truly begins? Or are we set for another cycle of unfulfilled promise? Xavier Legette is finally resembling the player we thought we were getting when we invested a first-round pick in him. A hopeful sign after he was carted off the field this week and quickly cleared of a concussion. This shift follows a disappointing initial year, as the 2024 first-round selection, whom our Panthers traded up to snag, has always looked passable in camp but failed to translate that promise to game day action. This season, however, by all accounts, he's showing significant mental awareness, ramping up production, and cleaning up those past lapses, even competing fiercely for the WR3 spot against Chris Brazzell too before Brazzell's injury. The truth is, while Legette's current camp showing is exciting, Panthers fans have seen this before. His biggest hurdle has always been carrying that camp success into actual games, where he's consistently struggled with spatial awareness, dropped passes, and building chemistry with Bryce Young. This recurring pattern of looking good against air or in limited contact scenarios, only to falter when the stakes are real, makes a healthy dose of caution necessary. Behind closed doors, head coach Dave Canales and owner David Tepper must be incredibly pleased with Legette's renewed effort, believing he's finally taking things more seriously after their considerable draft investment. However, they also know that until we see these improvements consistently in preseason and then regular season games, the early hype remains just that, hype, not yet proven performance. The expectation is clear. Legette needs to demonstrate he is not the disappointing player he has been, but the dynamic talent they envisioned. Alright, let's pivot from the details of the news and delve into what this truly means for our Carolina Panthers as we look ahead. Why this matters right now is simple. Our team's future, especially on offense, rides on the development of young talent, and Legette is a massive piece of that puzzle. We desperately need to validate our investment in him and show that we can develop players, proving that trading up for him in the first round wasn't a misstep. His strong camp performance, coupled with Chris Brazzell II's injury, solidifies Legette's immediate role as our presumptive WR3, impacting the depth chart significantly. This means Bryce Young has another potentially reliable target, which directly influences play calling and the offensive scheme Dave Canales can deploy. For upcoming games, particularly the preseason, All eyes will be on Legette to see if he can finally translate his practice reps into real game production against actual opposing defenses. If he can start making consistent catches and showing improved spatial awareness on the field, it changes everything for how rivals like the Saints or Buccaneers prepare for our offense. A genuinely productive Legette would significantly elevate our offensive ceiling, providing Bryce Young with the weapons he needs to truly blossom. This not only bolsters our standing against our division rivals, but also gives us a more legitimate chance at competing for the NFC South title and, dare I say, pushing for a wildcard spot. The bottom line here is, if Legette can turn this camp hype into consistent game day results, it's a game changer for this team. There's no denying the palpable excitement surrounding Xavier Legette's training camp performance this year. By all accounts, he's truly taken a significant step forward. We're hearing glowing reports about his improved production, sustained effort, and a newfound mental awareness on the field. It's exactly the kind of strong showing he needed, especially in the crucial competition for the WR3 spot, where he was reportedly outplaying fellow rookie Chris Brazzell II before Brazzell's injury sidelined him. That iron-sharpening iron dynamic was clearly at play. This surge in performance has led to a significant amount of early hype from various corners, with many suggesting Legette has finally turned a corner and is poised to be a genuine contributor. Even our own Panthers organization seems genuinely pleased, indicating they believe he's taking things more seriously, and that dedication is translating directly to his play. As Carolina Panthers fans, however, we must temper this enthusiasm with a healthy dose of reality because the counter-argument for Legette has always been his ability to translate practice field heroics into actual game day production. He's previously looked fine in camp settings, where big hits are avoided and pressure is lower. His real struggles have consistently emerged when the games begin. Difficulties with spatial awareness, inconsistent catches, and a lack of on-field chemistry with Bryce Young have plagued him. These are the aspects that still need to be proven in live action before we can fully buy into the early season excitement. Here's what people are missing. While it's fantastic to see the progress, analysts and other teams around the league will remain skeptical until these camp successes are repeatedly demonstrated under game conditions. The reports from training camp regarding Xavier Legette, combined with the cautious optimism we've all learned to adopt, paint a very clear picture for the Carolina Panthers' direction over the next few seasons. This isn't just about one player having a good summer. It's about validating a significant draft investment and providing a crucial building block for Bryce Young and Dave Canale's offense. If Legette can finally translate his undeniable camp success into consistent game day production, it provides a much-needed playmaker and secures a key receiving role for years to come. For us, as Carolina Panthers fans, we should absolutely feel a healthy dose of hopeful anticipation heading into the season. The news that Legette has cleaned up mental lapses and ramped up his production is incredibly encouraging, suggesting genuine progress from the player we desperately want to succeed. He's been looking like the player the Panthers thought he could be, showcasing why they traded up for him. However, we must temper this excitement with a clear understanding of his past. And this is the part that gets me. Legette has